So, I'm talking about an opinion piece titled Penn Station Won't Fund Itself, written by Congressman Jerrold Nadler, who represents parts of Manhattan. Nadler says he's been a longtime commuter on the bus from New York to Washington, and in that time he's watched Penn Station degrade. He argues the station, busiest transit hub in the Western Negra, from the headline, needs a makeover. It's clear to him that it no longer meets the needs of the city, and he's eager to get funding and attention to modernize it. Nadler points out that Penn Station is a central artery for millions, and a modern, safer, and more accessible station would help. Yet, the Trump administration has kept the project in a backroom deal with financiers and politicians who back wealthy real estate interests. The U.S. president has taken control of the project from the Metropolitan Transportation Authority last year, and he said that state and local partners aren't required and public oversight isn't needed. In exchange, he's offered federal dollars linked only to renaming the station or to renaming Dulles Airport after him. The cost itself has been a moving target. Nadler recalls that earlier estimates ran as high as $22 billion. Currently, the budget shown is $8 billion, an estimate he says is shrouded in secrecy and cannot be verified. The real kicker, according to Nadler, is a likely cost: the purchase and demolition of the Madison Square Garden Theater to make space for a new entrance, a cost that would be based on what billionaire James Dolan, the owner of Garden, charges. Rights at a rate that they are none a dollar. Clearly, a majority of the burden falls on the city's residents and public transit riders. The congressman calls for transparency and insists that the public deserves an answer about how the money will flow. He's no stranger to this issue. He's championed the station's renovation for decades, but every attempt has stalled because of issues with funding and politics. He argues that the city, state, and federal governments, in concert with the Gateway Tunnel under construction, which will double the capacity for passenger trains across the Hudson-Yarra, have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to finally deliver a modern, efficient Penn Station. With Trump's administration tightening the purse strings, the door to collaboration has narrowed. At the end, he states the big question: who will pay for the Penn Station renovation? He says it won't be the city alone. There needs to be a clear breakdown, a public ledger of every dollar. For him, the implication is that the state is currently a captive beneficiary while the federal government hangs its approval on a name change deal. It's a vision of new accountability for New York's public infrastructure, and he urges constituents to push for it. Thank you for listening. I'll be back at the end of the week with more updates on how this story unfolds. Until then, keep your feet on the ground and your ears tuned for the next episode.